Hey, I'm Bethany Wallace. I wanted to quickly give you a tip about interviewing. So, if you're a job seeker, this is for you. One thing that I think a lot of job seekers overlook or forget to do, even if you plan to do it when you're practicing or doing a mock interview, is to keep referring back to your own resume um, or your cover letter. That just sounds like total common sense, but we just forget to do it in the moment. Like when we're sitting there with the employer, sometimes with multiple people in a panel interview or group interview, it can just, our nerves get the better of us. And we forget that very likely the employer or people in the room who are interviewing us may have not reviewed our resume at length. I'm going to guess that probably 75 to 90% of the time that's the case. At best, they have probably glanced at your resume so they can remember your name before you walk in the door. And if they are the hiring manager or the recruiter and they were the ones actually screening candidates and selecting for the interview process, then they probably did look at your resume. But even at that, we know that statistically, employers or recruiters are spending like 6 to 13 seconds reviewing each resume. They're just looking to see, like, does she have everything we need? Yep. Okay. So don't assume that the employer knows details about your work experience or that they understand based on what you said in your cover letter, the reason that you're transitioning from one career field to another. If you explain the gap of experience in your cover letter or on your resume, don't assume that they read that or that they're going to remember it. So just bring a hard copy. You're going to have to actually print it out of your resume with you. And another good reason to do that is so that you can highlight things that you want to make sure that you mention, especially at the point when they'll ask, why should we hire you and not the other candidates? Or at the end of the interview when they say, like, do you have any questions or is there anything else that you want to tell us about yourself? Sometimes just jotting little remarks down or circling some high points that you want to make sure that you mention during that interview can be really helpful so that you don't lose track of those things, because in the moment during the interview, we often forget to do that kind of stuff. So hopefully this will help you if you're getting ready for an interview today or whenever you're watching this. Then maybe you'll remember, okay, print that resume out, bring it with me, make sure I keep referring to it. A good way to remember to keep referring to it is to keep it in your hands or lay it on the table and put one of your hands or both of your hands on top of it, because we often remember where our hands are if we have that thing in our hands. If you need other help with interview prep, I do offer interview coaching, so feel free to reach out to me at bethanywallaceco.com.